Here, George, starting with you, 6 months ago, Madison Square Garden. Tell us how your life has changed since that night.
I became more obsessed. That's what happened. I become champion and realised I love this sport more than anything in the world. So I'm very blessed to be here. I made this happen. If it wasn't for me, this wouldn't be happening today here. And bring on June 5th this Sunday.
And Devin, you have an opportunity to become the undisputed world champion. What does that mean to you?
This means everything. This is a dream come true of mine since a young kid. This is the biggest achievement of boxing, and I can't wait for June 5th to come.
Why are you confident you can dethrone this man, George Kambosos?
Because there's nothing that he could do in the ring that's better than me. And I will show it on fight night. I take nothing away from him. I think that he's a good fighter, but I just think I'm on a whole different level.
For Australian fans who haven't seen much of you, what style can we expect from you?
It's going to be a show on fight night. I got many different styles, make adjustments. There's many different things I can do in the ring. But on the fight night, we have a game plan and it's going to work.
First time in 5 years that you've fought at home, George. How significant is this fight in your career?
It's great to be back home. 5 years, hard work, everyone knows the story. I've had to go through every bit of adversity. I've had to earn my belts. Earned them the hardest way. Not like this guy, got given a present. I earned mine. I took the best out. So it is great to be back home. Great to have the support. I know that stadium is going to be buzzing with my support. I just love to fight. It's me and him in that ring. So this is a great moment in Australian boxing, and I'm very excited.
Incredibly, despite your achievements, I look at the bookies. Tab has a $1.70 favourite here, you're $2.20 outsider. Do you feel that perhaps you don't have the respect you deserve?
It's okay, I've been underdog my whole career. I was never meant to be here, so I kept turning up. I am the top dog, I am the top guy, so no problem. You can have me whatever odds, just like I was in the Lopez fight. I will handle business this Sunday.
Devin, there's been some good banter between the two of you. I've seen you having a few pot shots at each other on social media, and when you had the video conference a month or so ago. Now that you see George for the first time, what do you see?
The same George that I always see. He's nothing but an actor. He's doing an act, a facade. At the end of the day, I take nothing away from him. I have respect for him, and I look forward to sharing the ring with him and a good fight for the fans.
A good fight for the fans it will be. And George, the fact that you're Greek Australian, we know how prominent the Greek community is here in Melbourne. What part did that play in your decision to choose to fight here?
Yeah, look, it's very important coming back to Australia to defend all my belts, the belts that I earned here in Melbourne. I had to do it here. Beautiful stadium, beautiful people, and my Greek population, my Greek people, obviously my Australian people, is amazing. So it's great that everyone's here. Everyone's going to be at the stadium. Unfortunately, as we all know, Devin's father, Bill, is not here at the moment. And again, I have tried my best to help that situation, but that's on them. But I really don't know how they let this guy into the country, to be honest. I don't think they let informants into the country. This guy is an informant. This guy is a rat. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Because in the TFM Lopez fight against a foreigner, his own countryman, he was messaging me, telling me all the details, every bit. Teo at the hookah lounge, Teo having problems with his wife. This is the kind of person. This is the kind of person. This is a rat. This is a rat. This is a snitch. This is an informant. And you know what? This is your countryman, your own countryman. You're going behind his back. So you know what? On Sunday, I'm gonna whip your ass. And you know when you get back to Las Vegas, you're going to look out for local T for my Lopez. He'll be looking for you too. Trust me. And if you don't believe me, I'll put it out straight off his presser. Yes or no? What's the truth? Yes or no?
That's right.
That's a rat. That's a rat. Is that a rat? That's a rat. That's an informant. That's a rat.
What was the consequence?
Yes or no? Were you not ratting on your own country?
What was the consequence?
Were you not ratting on your countryman?
I had both sides of it. If he won, I would fight Teo. If you win, I would have fought you.
But were you not ratting on your own countrymen? Yes or no?
How
Did
is
you
that
not
a
first
rat?
message
What
me?
is- Do you know the definition of
This
a
guy
rat?
acts like a gangster here, and that gangster, he's as fake as that belt, okay? This guy ain't that gangster.
Why
This
didn't
guy's
you
a
bring the
rat.
belt?
This is informed. You know what? You didn't get to see him. Because you missed the first press conference, you didn't get to see him. You'll see him when you want on Friday, and that's the closest you get to it. Show me that fake belt. Where's that fake belt that you really own? Show me.
It's very
Beautiful.
George,
Get that one.
George mentioned your father, Devin. How difficult has it been, and how's it affected your preparation not having him here?
Yeah, things have definitely been different without my father here, but the show must go on. You know, this is
What's going on? Yeah, it's here. It actually was announced, I think it was Thursday. It is now Monday, August the 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Devin Haney, undisputed champion of the world, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, WBC franchise, WBA Super, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine 135-pound champion, is going to be rematching via rematch clause former somewhat undisputed champion. Let's just say he was undisputed, but the franchise thing made it. I don't want to go down that road, but former undisputed champion George Kambosos Jr. in a rematch that I don't think really anyone really wants to see. But hey, my job is the media. I'm just supposed to cover it and talk about the fight. You dig what I'm saying? But they're about to have a press conference right now from Melbourne. You got to say, it's not Melbourne. You got to say Melbourne, Australia. I am T Street Controversy with FightView360.com and the FightView360 podcast. Boy, here it is. It's starting. It's starting. All right. We'll talk after the press conference.
In Melbourne, the major events capital of Asia Pacific, the sun is shining as we welcome you to Melbourne Park, wherever you're watching around the world on Foxtel here in Australia and also ESPN in the United States. We're here to announce the rematch, one of the most important fights on the international calendar this year. Hi everybody, I'm Warren Smith. Thanks for your company this morning. Melbourne time, of course. I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. And I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are with us here today. Thank you all for joining us for this massive announcement. And to tell you more about it, right off the top, would you welcome the Minister for Tourism, Sport and Major Events, the Honourable Steve Dimopoulos.
By the way, Big J's there. That's probably him right there holding his phone up. So we're going to be talking to him after the press conference.
The world title fight rematch between George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney right here in Melbourne on Sunday.
Yes, October the 16th. There you go.
Last time these two got in the ring together was in June this year in Melbourne also, and it was a capacity crowd. 42,000 people came to watch these two fight. And this is a chance for a repeat match or a revenge match where Devin gets to fight for his title. We're really excited about this, and the Victorian government is backing this because it matters to boxing fans, it matters to this sports-mad city that we are. We get a lot of people attending sporting events here in Melbourne because we love our sport. And boxing is one of the special ones, and we expect a sellout crowd for this on the 16th of October. So welcome everybody on the Sunday the 16th of October. And when you're here, stay for the MotoGP in Phillip Island, also in the same state, and a whole bunch of other events that are happening at the bottom half of this year. We're really looking forward to this event. Local Greek Australian boy, George, wanting to fight for the title against Devin, and we encourage everybody to come down to Melbourne. We expect thousands of people to come from the rest of Australia like they did last time. In fact, 20,000 people last time came from other parts of the country and overseas, and we expect similar crowd attendances from other parts of Australia here for this match on the 16th of October. We're backing it because it matters to sports-mad fans. We're backing it because it matters to boxing, but we're backing it because it matters to businesses. When people come here, they spend money in businesses. As Warren said, the sun is shining. October the weather will be warmer, and there's a lot to do in Melbourne. We warmly welcome you to Melbourne. There's a lot of stuff to do here beyond the boxing match. Food and restaurants and beaches. Come down. Look forward to it. Thanks very much.
I'll take you up on your offer, Stephen, of heading to the GP. I love Phillip Island. It's a great part of the world. Now, right across the road at Rod Laver Arena on Sunday, October 16 here in Australia, we'll bring you the rematch for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. It's the undefeated Devin the Dream Haney against George Ferocious Kambosos Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for.
Ready, set, I'm already gone. On the way to $1 million. Grind hard, put the city on. Word.
Whoa, nice. There's a right uppercut. Beautiful shot right up the middle. But right now, Kambosos is extremely dangerous. He's still high. Nice shot right there, right hand, crisp on the inside. These moments, Tess, is about winning. That's it, winning.
Now on a different level, going to the tie.
King of the lightweights, shocked the world with his Spartan warrior ethos.
Going to the tie,
I've always been about fighting the best, and I gave him a shot. We do it again.
Of course I'll do it again. I'm not ducking or dodging nobody.
I never stop. Go, go, to the top, go, go, to the top, go.
Yes, in less than 2 months, 15,000 fans at Rod Laver Arena, and of course millions right around the world on Foxtel here in Australia, and also ESPN in the United States will once again take in the undefeated Devin Haney, who defends his undisputed lightweight champion.
What's going on, guys? How are you? You guys all right?
This morning, George will join us right here in the venue, and with me, of course, live.
This is live, real time.
As well as two legends of the boxing scene right around the world. They are famous names from Top Rank. Their CEO and founder, Bob Arum, and also George's manager, Lou DiBella, as well.
My colleague Big J is there.
Promoted by DiBella Entertainment, Top Rank, Ferocious Promotions, Devin Haney Promotions, Duco Events,
what up, DJ?
and TEG Sport. And to tell us more about what we can expect on October 16 here in Melbourne, I'd like to welcome Rachel Carroll, Managing Director of TEG Sport and Experience.
But yeah, man, this weekend, it took a lot out of me, bro. Like between Usyk, Joshua, and... Y'all want to listen to this lady? All right, let's be respectful.
Major events. CEO Brendan McClements of Visit Victoria and CEO of MOPT, John Harnden. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Now let's just take a moment to reflect on the significance of this. This will be the second time within 5 months that Melbourne will host the undisputed lightweight world championship. That is huge. These are few and far between events, and there's 2 of these happening in Melbourne.
I have Devin Haney again. And it may be even a worse whooping this time because he might let his hands go.
Aussie fans, you know, RLA, Rod Laver Arena needs no introduction. But for our US fans, and when we started discussing the venue with our US promoters, Top Rank and DiBella and ESPN, oh, Rod Laver, yeah, the tennis. So this is, again, a really well-recognised venue. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be intimate. A lot of boxing fans are going to love that. Now, there's been billed as repeat or revenge. Will Devin Haney repeat that jab, fighting from the outside, controlling it from the outside?
She's definitely of importance, one of the promoters in charge of the venue, kind of like Stephen Espinoza, I guess, for Showtime.
George Kambosos Jr. He's done it before, he can do it again, and this is everything on the line for him. Whilst the event is certainly about the main event and the main fighters, we're working incredibly hard at the moment to secure our undercard. And again, we can assure you an exciting...
Whoever she is, she got some stroke. She's important.
...a full Sunday of world-class boxing culminating in Haney v Kambosos. These things don't happen without a lot of partnership and a lot of hard work. And I'd like to take this moment to thank Visit Victoria and the Victorian Government for the huge support in making this event happen. You know, it's second time in 5 months. And when we look at the results of what the first fight delivered, as you heard, 42,000 fans, of which close to half came from outside the state of Victoria. You know, boxing at the very top level attracts a truly global audience and truly global interest, and we look to do that again. To Melbourne Olympic Park Trust and John Harnden and the team, great to be working with you and the team here at this fantastic precinct. And all of the promoters, you heard them rattle off a bunch of names. You know, Top Rank and the legendary Bob Arum, DeBella Entertainment and Lou DeBella, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Duco Events, TEG Sport, Foxtel Main Event, our great partners locally, and ESPN. Let's not forget how many households this will go into around the world and across America. It's a great partnership between all the promoters that have made this happen, and it's great to even be delivering this launch event on two sides of the world at the same time. As I said, a smaller, more intimate stadium. What that means is we do expect this will sell out quickly. We would encourage everybody to get onto the pre-sale at tegsport.com.au and make that a priority today. However, corporate packages are on sale now. If you want a ringside seat, now is the time to get it. vipnow.com.au. So it's best of luck to our two fighters, and here we go again, and here's to an epic Sunday come October 16th. Thanks, everyone.
I like how she gave us a lot of information without being all long-winded and boring. She's an excellent speaker, whoever she is.
Boxing promotion. I speak, of course, of Bob Arum and also Lou DeBella, George Kambosos' promoter. And Lou and Bob join us via satellite from Los Angeles. Gentlemen, great to see you this morning. Thanks for taking some time out to talk about this rematch. And Lou, if I could begin with you. The boxing fans of Melbourne and Australia brought the city alive back in June, as Rachel said. I'm sure you're looking forward to a return here in October and another massive event.
You know, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really thankful to the Victorian government for having us back and showing us the same kind of hospitality and desire to do a big event that they did the last time. We had 42,000 people. It was an incredible crowd, one of the biggest ever in Melbourne for boxing. And it showed not only is Melbourne a great city, but Melbourne's an incredible sports city. And we're really looking forward to coming back. And this should be a sensational fight. I expect it to be much better than the first fight, because in the first fight, frankly, George couldn't do anything. His game plan didn't work. He wasn't really himself. And Devin Haney dominated that fight and did what he pretty much wanted to do. I do not believe George is going to make it so easy for him this time. I think that George is going to take chances. I think he's going to show you why he's nicknamed the Spartan Warrior. I think Devin's going to try to put an exclamation point on his undisputed status. I think he's going to try to show people he's pound for pound and that he could beat George even more convincingly. But I think there's going to be a lot more fireworks. I think it's going to be a sensational fight, and Bob and I are going to make sure that there's a sensational undercard.
It was a great promotion last time around and a terrific undercard as well. Lou, you called Devin's performance in that first fight just about perfect. Can George really overcome him this time?
George is going to have to take chances. George is going to have to, fight through a jab. Devin showed a pretty good blueprint for how, he can beat George Kambosos. But George did not fight his fight, and he's going to have to get out there and fight his fight. And he's a warrior. He's going to try to walk through the fire this time. He knows what he has to do. He has to fight a different fight. I expect him to fight a different fight. I expect a lot more fire in this fight. When you see more fire, there's more risk. Either man can score a knockdown. Either man can hurt the other. If George is really going to commit himself to going after Devin, we're going to see some fireworks.
Of course, the fight itself, all the belts are on the line, but there's also the prospect for the winner of a blockbuster encounter against Vasily Lomachenko, who will make his return to boxing pretty soon as well, also in October. That makes this a life-changing fight for both Devin and George this time around, doesn't it, with Lomachenko out there on the horizon?
Yeah, well, I'm happy to say that Vasily has arrived in the United States with his entire family, and they set up training in the Los Angeles area, and Vasily will have his first fight back on October 29th, and I look forward to matching the winner of the fight between Haney and Kambosos against Lomachenko in the first quarter of next year.
Bob, you've seen a lot of rematches in your time.
I also want to say, too...
Yes, Bob?
Right. Yeah, I want to talk about rematches. People say, who really don't follow boxing the way I do and the way Lou does, why do a rematch? But I go back to history. I mean, people who were around then remember that Joe Frazier dominated Muhammad Ali in their first fight. And when the rematch came, Ali clearly was the better man and won the rematch. More recently, Sugar Ray Leonard, facing Roberto Duran in Montreal, lost to Duran convincingly. And 5 months later,
that shit was like 60 years ago.
Leonard proved to be the superior fighter and not only won the fight, but made Duran quit. So rematches can be even more interesting than the original fight. I really believe both fighters are going to bring this and give a great, great fight to the public, not only all the fans in Melbourne, but the millions of people watching around the world.
And look at Usyk Joshua,
you
too.
predicted the
Boom.
result of the first fight back in June, and you encouraged George not to take this fight, but you must respect the fact that he's determined to right the wrongs of June and come out as a winner this time around.
If he approaches the fight differently, he has a good chance. If he fights the same fight that he fought last time, he has no chance. So we'll have to see which George Kambosos shows up, the one who fought and beat Teofimo Lopez, or the one who fought from the outside and wasn't aggressive against Devin Haney.
It will be fascinating.
I'm
There's no
expecting to
question
see a
about that.
different George Kambosos, and I'm expecting to see a better fight.
Yep, there's no question about that. I think George will come with a slightly different tactic this time around. We'll find out this morning from the man himself, who will join us very shortly here in Melbourne. Bob, you made some headlines this morning tweeting, speaking of Ali and Frazier, as you did a moment ago, that you're going to try and match Alexander Usyk, of course, who just defended his heavyweight championship, against Anthony Joshua, up against Tyson Fury. You must have very deep pockets, because that fight's going to cost you plenty.
Bonus content. Let's go full screen.
We're going to first stop is we're going to go to the government of Victoria and see what's in their treasury to see if we can do it in Australia. But no, that's a tremendous match for boxing, and I think boxing fans around the world can't wait to have one undisputed heavyweight champion, which they'll have after Usyk and Fury fight.
Well, we'll pass around the hat here this morning and see if what we can come up with as far as Usyk versus Fury in Melbourne at some stage in the future. Before I let you go both, Lou, last time around back in June, I think at the end of the fight, we set a world record for the amount of people in the ring. Can we limit it to maybe just 2,000 or 3,000 this time after the fight in the ring?
This announcer dude's the shit.
Oh, we're going to make sure there are fewer people in the ring after the last experience. You can count on that one.
Thank you, Lou. It's quite the scene. It was great, of course, back in June. It'll be great here at Rod Laver Arena, also at Melbourne Park in October. October 16 is the date once again. Thank you both. Can't wait to see you back in Melbourne in a couple of months' time.
Yeah, last time I was here, there was no sun. All right? I was here. I was delighted when you said that the sun is out now in Melbourne, and in October we'll have getting to have summer weather, so I can't wait to experience the real great weather in Melbourne.
I promise, Bob, you'll leave with a tan when you leave here in October. Lou DiBella and Bob Arum joining us live from Los Angeles. That is great, via satellite. Two legends of the world of boxing. It's time to introduce the fighters now. This is the rematch. It's coming right here on Foxtel's Main Event and also ESPN.
Here we go again. Sunday, October 16, live from Melbourne's Rod Laver Arena, the rematch. The undisputed lightweight world champion, Devin Haney, versus George Kambosos. Humbled, but never broken. Thought he was ferocious before? Get out of here. This was supposed to be Kambosos' homecoming party. That smiling assassin had other ideas. Every moment since, he's been driven by revenge, by pain, by the relentless pursuit to prove he's the best in the world again. But this is the guy with all the belts. The youngest undisputed champion of the four-belt era. There's a reason they call Devin Haney the Dream. This undefeated American became a global superstar with a 12-round masterclass of speed, precision, movement. What about that jab? Sunday, October 16, live from Melbourne, the career-defining rematch for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world.
Where'd they get those Kambosos highlights from?
Payback. And the only place you'll see it, your undisputed home of big-time boxing, Main Event.
In a moment, we'll be
making them pay for pay-per-view over there. By the way, my colleague Big J is there. He's a crazy ass. He's got Kambosos by knockout in round 9. That guy's nuts. All right, let's see what George got to say. You know he's going to be like some warrior shit.
Living good, I've been blessed, yeah. Shout out on my enemy, all the best.
He'd be like, well, I was home with my family, training in the trenches. This guy had all the bright lights shining on him.
George, thanks for being with us this morning. Terrific to see you back in Melbourne. Describe what life has been like since that day back in June, which didn't turn out, of course, the way you planned.
First of all, thank God. I'm blessed to be back here. My orthodox belief in my corner as well. So, I'm very blessed to be back here. Life has been good. Life has been simple. Life has been quiet.
Just story time.
Before becoming a champion. So, I'm very blessed to get this opportunity. I'm very humbled by it, and I can't wait. It's going to be a good show, and October 16 is where I'll do my talking.
You've always said you were the underdog, no matter the fight or the circumstance. How comfortable are you being a true underdog this time around?
Yeah, it's very nice. That's my whole career where I've been an underdog. So, this is nothing new for me now. This is a good position I'm in, and October 16th is where it would all happen.
We heard a moment ago from Lou DiBella and also Bob Arum, who had their thoughts on what happened in the first fight. From your point of view, what went wrong in that first fight?
Yeah, look, it is what it is. The changes will be made. I'm sure Haney's going to make more changes as well. And, I look forward to doing my talking in the ring. I'll be very focused and I will be showing up October 16th. I just hope, for the fans, for the love of the sport, that, we give a good fight. We give an action fight, not a fight where, there's a lot of holding and less action. So it'll be exciting, and October 16th is where I'll do my talking.
When you watched the fight back, was that a concern of yours?
Oh, now he won't be all quiet and shit.
There was a lot of holding in that fight, and the referee allowed Devin, when you would advance...
Remember, he called Devin a rat the first fight.
The referee was quick to call a break.
Yeah, look, it's my momentum was never able to let go. But look, I'm not going to take it away from Devin. Fantastic win. He's a man of his word. Him and his father, they will come back, give me the shot like I gave them a shot. But, the hard-working fans, they pay a lot of money for a good action fight. So, I just hope that this referee this time does justice for the fight and, lets the fight go the way it's meant to be. But, that's in the past now. I'll focus on one thing.
Devin
think
showed,
he
of course, that he's a
sounds
very
shaky,
good
Watkins?
defensive boxer. I think
He watched Usyk Joshua too.
How do you break it down this time?
And was like, shit, man.
That's for me and my small team, to work out, which we're already doing. And October 16th, you're gonna have to tune in. But he's a good fighter. He's a good champion. And I look forward to testing my skills. A lot of people are, not excited about the rematch. But as a former champion, as a fighter, how could I pass up on this opportunity? As a father, as a role model for my 3 kids, when the going gets tough and unfortunately you don't succeed in something, you just throw it in. I want to be the best role model for my 3 kids. So, I had to take this rematch, and I'll be very excited for October 16th.
He seems
Devin
self-aware.
was able to take the crowd, that massive crowd at Marvel Stadium.
He
out
knows
of the
nobody wants to
equation
see
pretty
this for
much
real.
in the early rounds. That didn't help your cause, but a compact 15,000 at Rod Laver Arena. The atmosphere with your supporter group, of course, the Hellenic Club, it could be raucous in Rod Laver Arena. That can only be to your advantage.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, the crowd was taken out. There was no momentum in the fight, due to certain things, but that's in the past. Rod Laver is going to be beautiful, beautiful arena. I've had the privilege to watch, the tennis here. And, it's an amazing arena, 15,000, 16,000. It's going to be jam-packed. Total different atmosphere. This is a Coliseum, and, the underdog is back.
Stay with us. It's great to have you back here in Melbourne, as I said this morning. But
Yeah, my colleague Big J is there. They sent the email out for this like Saturday night, something like that. Oh, we'll talk after the press conference.
And his
This is
father
live.
and trainer, Bill Haney. Gentlemen, great to see you. You're looking terrific, and we can't wait to see you back here in Melbourne, of course, on October 16. You heard George's comments there. Any reaction off the top, Devin, after what you heard from George?
I just want to thank God Allah for, me being here, me and my dad being here. This is another great opportunity for us. We're happy to be here to defend our belts that we worked so hard for. And my attitude hasn't changed. I got a lot of respect for George, and I look to, put on another great performance and show how much I've improved since the last fight. After the last fight, we haven't stopped working. We've been critiquing our performance, and we're going to come in even better this time around.
Bill, you made an unplanned but very theatrical and grand entrance at the 11th hour last time around back on June 5 and the night before the fight itself. I'm guessing you're going to be here for the entire camp this time around?
Yes, sir. Inshallah. That God willing, I'll be able to be there every step of the way. Thank you to the Victorian government who did a great job in getting me over. I thank them, and I thank the Australian people and Top Rank, Lou DiBella, and everyone that put an effort into getting me over there to help my son. It was an incredible time. We had a short-lived celebration, and then we went right back to work. We don't take anything away from the Kambosos team, and we know that they're going to come determined and very hungry.
Devin, it was only a 16-day camp before the fight here in Melbourne last time around. What are the plans? When will you arrive in Melbourne this time for the rematch?
Yeah, I know that it's going to be summertime there, so we're going to do a full 3-week camp there just to get acclimated to the humidity and the weather because it'll be winter here and summer there. So, yeah, 3 weeks.
I can guarantee you won't need heaters in the gym this time around. I know it was a bit chilly for you last time. We promised it'll be much warmer in Melbourne in October. When you looked back at the fight, how did you appraise your performance? What did you see that really impressed you?
I put on a great performance for what George Kambosos brought to the table. But this fight, I feel like it will be even better because I know George is going to come to fight. He's going to give it his all, even more than he did the first time. So it'll make for me to be able to showcase my skills even more, and it'll be better this time around for me.
You proved, of course, with that victory and taking all the belts here in June that you were the best lightweight in the world. What did that mean to be undisputed and now undefeated?
It was a dream come true for me to become undisputed, my name be mentioned with the greats. But it doesn't stop there. You know, I want my name to be mentioned with the greats still. I want my name to be mentioned with Pernell Whitaker. He was undisputed, but he defended his belts, you know, as undisputed. And I want to do the same thing. You know, I want my name to be with those guys who defended the belts. And I will be the youngest to defend the belts and come out victorious, inshallah.
Devin, we heard Bob Arum a moment ago say that Vasily Lomachenko...
I put a poll in the chat on who wins between Haney versus Kambosos. Can you vote so we can talk about it? It's at the top of the chat.
War at the moment, of course, over there. And that fight is out there on the horizon now. It's a massive, massive chance for you to go up against one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, absolutely. You know, for Vasily Lomachenko to come to the United States and overcome everything that he's done, and then to get in the ring. So, you know, these guys are warriors. You know, Lomachenko is a good fighter, but I know that it's something special about Devin. But right now we have George Kambosos on the menu for October the 16th, and that's what it is. Our focus is 100% on him, and Devin making history. This is an historic fight for Devin in the sense of that no one in the four-belt era, other than Pernell Whitaker, has ever got the belts and defended them. So it's a great opportunity to add to his legacy by going over to Australia and doing it in front of the Australian fans once again.
George, I'll ask you also. Vasily Lomachenko, you were talking about Lomachenko.
To add to that...
Yes, Devin?
Yeah, to add to that, you know, at the end of the day, my main focus right now is George Kambosos. And then after, you know, I'm victorious, you know, I'm going to leave it up to my dad and, you know, let him choose and let him see how I look. And because at the end of the day, he's been there since day one. He knows me better than anybody. So, you know, he feels like, you know, I'm fit enough and my weight is good and I could stay and fight, then we'll do it. But it's all up to my dad, my coach, and we'll see what's next. But right now, our main focus is George Kambosos and, you know, going back to Australia and doing it once again to, you know, perform at the top level as best as I can for the Australian fans and the Australian people, and to go in there and have fun.
We can't wait to see you back here, George. Also, similarly, I guess it's very much for fighters, one fight at a time. But Lomachenko, that's a big carrot out there, isn't it?
Yeah, look, my focus is on one person. You know, I don't even think about Lomachenko. Devin Haney is the only person in my mind. But a lot of respect for my orthodox brother in Lomachenko, and you know, I wish him all the best. And I know he's got a fight coming up, so you know, I hope that he's victorious, and we'll see down the line. But for now, there's only one man that I'm focused on. That's Devin Haney.
Devin, you are a fairly big body to fight in the 135-pound division in the lightweights. Is there a chance that maybe this, or you only have maybe one or two more fights in the lightweight division? Where are you as far as potentially moving up?
Yeah, we just got to see. You know, we take it one fight at a time. And like I said, it's up to my dad. You know, if my dad, you know, feels like, you know, my weight cut is going good and I'm looking strong, then we'll stay. But if not, then we're going to move up. But it all starts here. You know, our main focus right now is George Kambosos, and it starts here. I got to be victorious in this fight, and then we move forward. But right now I know George is hungrier than ever. And he's going to come in there and he's going to give it his all. So I'm going to be ready for whatever he brings to the table. And, yeah.
Speaking of weight, George, we had the hiccup, of course, at the weigh-in. We were fractionally over the 135-pound limit last time around in June. How much of an issue was that? Was there any issue in the result of the fight?
There's little mistakes were made, but, you know, you correct your mistakes. I really got to thank, you know, Devin and obviously Bill, you know, for their victory, because you get to look at yourself at a whole other level. And you remove the baggage and you focus on what you do best. So, you know, a loss is great and little mistakes were made in that weigh-in. I made the weigh. It only took, you know, 10, 15 minutes, but not the way I like to do business, not the way I've ever done business in my whole professional career. And scales were right or wrong. You know, this time will be a different story.
I'm sure it will be as far as the weigh-in. We'll open the floor to media questions now. And
all
we have
right.
one over here.
My colleague Big J is there. Let's hear what he has to say, see if he gets some questions in.
Physically, you came through that fight in good shape. Did it take you a while to get over the fight mentally? Were you feeling quite low after it, and have you sort of come back from that? Okay.
No, straight away when I went to the dressing room, I was happy. You know, for me, I take every experience as it is. You know, I hadn't lost in about 10, 11 years since the amateur days. So for me, it's an experience. And like I said, I thank Devin for giving me that experience. And it's a time to reflect, you know, on the mistakes, on the things that are not right. And I got to go back to the person that got to become world champion, you know, ferocious. So, you know, no, there was no upset. Obviously, everyone wants to win, especially in front of your home crowd. But, you know, I go back to what I do best.
And the lightweight division, obviously, you know, it's a really hot division. We've talked about Lomachenko and Ortiz and the other fighters in the division. Do you feel like that perhaps this is a case of now or never? Like you really do need to take your chance? Your promoters talked about, you know, bringing the fire. Is that what we're going to see?
Yeah, look, the lightweight division is, like I've said, such an unbelievable division. And, you know, me and Devin have been in the ring together. We made a big fight happen. We're going to do it again. You know, me and Lopez done the same thing. So you can see from my side that I'm always chasing the biggest and best fights. I saw a funny photo of the four kings. And it's funny that half of them I've fought, you know. Beat one, obviously lost to the other one, but, you know, focus on beating him this time. It's a great division. But for me, yes, I'm 29. This is do or die for me now. You will not see me if I don't overcome this fight back in Australia fighting, you know, domestic guys. That's not me. So everything I have, I'll be putting it to that ring and obviously my training. And, you know, God willing, I'll be victorious October 16th.
And just one for Devin. I mean, how has life changed for you as undisputed world champion since that victory here last time?
Life hasn't changed for me. At the end of the day, I'm still the same person, still the same fighter. At the end of the day, I knew that I was going to win, so it's not a surprise for me. It just made me hungrier because it's hard to get the belts, but it's even harder to keep them. So I know that a lot of people want my head even more now, so it made me even more hungrier.
Devin, what was the reaction back in Las Vegas when you did return home? How much recognition was there on the streets? I guess you were sporting the bling that was ever present after the fight as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great, you know, reaction from the world. You know, a lot of the people around the world was supporting me, so I was happy that I was able to bring the belts back. And but it doesn't stop there. You know, now we got to defend the belts, and that's what's most important now.
And apart from the fight itself, what was your favourite part of your time here in Melbourne back at the end of May and early June?
You know, seeing all the Muslim people that were supporting me, the indigenous people that were supporting me, I gained so many fans, so many, you know, new fans, and met a lot of great people there, and I look forward to coming back.
Well, we can't wait to see you back, of course. It's only 53 days away, the fight itself. Devin, thanks for your time this morning. Can't wait to see you back here. Bill, likewise, a less stress-free experience coming around next time in October. Thanks for your time this morning.
Yes, sir.
Only one question from
Devin
media.
Haney and Bill Haney joining us live from Los Angeles for this announcement this morning of Haney versus Kambosos 2. George, thanks for your time this morning also. You said there that, you know, this is pretty much it. That's a big statement to make that, you know, should you lose this fight, it could be the end.
It's been like that my whole career, though. You know, for the Lopez fight, for the Sergiy fight, even against Bay back in the day. It's always been like that. The only time it changed is the first fight with Haney, where in the back of your mind you do have that rematch clause. It wasn't do or die. That's not when I'm at my best. So, do or die for me, it is. It could be the last time you ever see Kambosos, or I got all the belts back.
That would be quite something, of course. What a story that would be after you shocked the world, of course, in Madison Square Garden against Teofimo Lopez. It would be great to see you do what you can do in the ring as well as you can do it. Of course, the date to remember is Sunday, October 16, live on pay-per-view here in Australia on Main Event and also in America. And the fight will once again be available on ESPN, ESPN Deportes and ESPN Plus. Corporate hospitality, including ringside seats, are on sale now through VIP Now.
I'm going to run all the details down to you. We're going to talk about everything. Give me a minute. Wait for it to be over.
Admission tickets this Thursday. Register now at tegsport.com.au. And general admission tickets go on sale this Friday at 1 p.m. also at tegsport.com.au. Thank you all for joining us here this morning. Can't wait to see you back in Melbourne at Rod Laver Arena on October 16. It is just 53 days and counting. It will be Devin the Dream Haney up against George Ferocious Kambosos for, once again, the Super Bowl in the lightweight division.
All right, so let me break it down for you. They fought. I'll let you watch the promo again. Oh, no, that's it. They fought back in June. Devin Haney won a unanimous decision. It was a shutout. He won pretty much off of the jab. I was highly disappointed in George Kambosos because, like we didn't want Anthony Joshua to do against Alexander Usyk this last weekend, is don't try to go out there and box. What the fuck is you doing? And what happened? George Kambosos, instead of being the ferocious one, the pressure fighter that he should be, he went out there trying to box Devin Haney. And what happened? He got his face jabbed off. He lost primarily to a jab. Now, there was a rematch clause. The rumor is Devin Haney has a 3-fight deal with Top Rank. One of them is this one. 2 of those fights are with Lou DiBella, which is both of the Haney Kambosos fights. It's going to be on October the 16th here in the States. And Sunday morning, it's the same schedule to where to be a Sunday late morning, early afternoon card over in Australia in the Rod Laver Arena. It's a tennis arena. So it's a highly popular tennis arena. From my understanding, according to Big J, he told me, who's there at the press conference, by the way, he's going to be talking to George Kambosos. It's going to be a very intimate setting. There's not a big floor area. So it's expected to be sold out. It seats about 15,000 or so compared to the about 42,000 that were at the first fight. But let's be honest, his people were disappointed. From what Big J has told me, Australians were disappointed in George Kambosos because he went out there and tried to box Devin Haney and it didn't make for a good fight. It's like, what were you doing? You got to go out there and try to swarm him, So if Devin Haney wins, he's supposed to go on to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko is returning on October the 29th. It's not fully official yet, but October the 29th against Jamaine Ortiz. Jamaine Ortiz is who got that, I guess you can call it an upset win over Jamel Herring, former 130-pound champion not long ago. And it was Jamel Herring's official debut at 135 pounds. So it's a nice, solid fight. And then if we're lucky, we'll get Haney versus Loma sometime, I'm going to say, if this fight's in October, March, no later than April of next year. Thanks for the super chat, Prada Pierre. George will lose again. He's too front foot heavy. But one thing we learned about this press conference compared to the first press conference where, for the first fight, where George Kambosos was talking heavy shit, calling Devin Haney a rat. But not the type of rat like where, like you're snitching, but he was calling him a rat because he was feeding, allegedly, it's not even allegedly, Devin Haney was feeding George Kambosos info on Teofimo Lopez's situation while Kambosos and Lopez was in preparation for a fight. So he would say, George, he ain't focused. He's in a hookah lounge. Yo, George, he ain't focused. I'm hearing he going through some shit with his wife. You see what I'm saying? So George is like, he's a rat. Why would he do that to his countrymen? But Devin Haney, you know what? I guess this is the perfect time for me to play you the clip so you're going to have a better understanding, because when I was watching it live, I'm thinking like, yo, bro, like, why are you calling him a rat like an informant? Because me knowing better, I'm thinking like he can't be calling him like a rat like he told on somebody, but he calling him a rat. I'll play it for you. the clip.
Yes,
but yeah, but George was talking heavy shit compared to this press conference, the first one. Where here, let's listen to it.
The video.
Put it this way: Kambosos was very respectful, docile, and subdued, and he was paying homage. So it's like, you can't be really mad at it, but at the same time, you're gonna be listening, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, bro, he don't sound confident. You know, maybe he went back and watched the tape of the first fight. Maybe he saw Usyk Joshua 2 and was like, damn, that's going to be me next. I'm going to lose to the same motherfucker twice, and it ain't nothing I can do to change that's going to work.
Conference a month or so ago. Now that you see George for the first time, what do you see?
But peep the tone. We're going to play the tone now. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can go back. We're going to play. Just look at the different tone, you know, from this time and the first fight. I mean, and this second fight, the second press conference. So this was the day that Devin Haney first touched down in Australia. His father wasn't there with him yet.
And George, the fact that you're Greek Australian, we know how prominent the Greek community is here in Melbourne. What part did that play in your decision to choose to fight here?
Yeah, look, it's very important coming back to Australia to defend all my belts, the belts that I earned here in Melbourne. Had to do it here. Beautiful stadium, beautiful people, and my Greek population, my Greek people, obviously my Australian people, is amazing. So it's great that everyone's here. Everyone's going to be at the stadium. Unfortunately, as we all know, Devin's father, Bill, is not here at the moment. And again, I have tried my best to help that situation, but that's on them. But I really don't know. How they let this guy into the country, to be honest. I don't think they let informants into the country. This guy is an informant. This guy is a rat. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Because in the Teofimo Lopez fight against a foreigner, his own countryman, he was messaging me, telling me all the details, every bit. Teo at the hookah lounge, Teo having problems with his wife. This is the kind of person. This is the kind of person. This is a rat. This is a rat. This is a snitch. This is an informant. And you know what? This is your countryman, your own countryman. You're going behind his back. So you know what? On Sunday, I'm gonna whip your ass. And you know when you get back to Las Vegas, you'll be on the lookout for the local Teofimo Lopez, because he'll be looking for you too. Trust me. And if you don't believe me, I'll put it out the straight off this presser. Yes or no? Was it the truth? Yes or no?
That's right.
That's a rat. That's a rat. Is that a rat? That's a rat. That's an informant. That's a rat.
What was the consequence?
Yes or no? Were you not ratting on your own country?
What was the consequence?
Were you not ratting on your countryman?
I had both sides of it. If he won, I would fight Teo. If you win, I would have fought you.
But were you not ratting on your own countryman? Yes or no? Did you not first message me?
Do you know the definition?
So you got to think, I was streaming this live, and I'm thinking to myself, when I'm watching this, he was like, this girl's an informant. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'm thinking, like, what are we going to hear? Because first he started off, was like, his father's not here today. And I'm like, what the fuck is he about to say? You know, then I was like, oh, you know, like, that's not how we look at a rat over here. But look, the energy was so different today at this press conference. This was him coming out about not even a half an hour ago at their press conference for the now official October the 16th here in the States, October the 15th. You know, was it the other way around? 15th here, 16th over there? I don't know. Don't get me started. It's late. But the energy is all different today. He calm, cool, docile.
George, thanks for being with us this morning. Terrific to see you back in Melbourne. Describe what life has been like since that day back in June, which didn't turn out, of course, the way you planned.
First of all, you know, thank God. I'm blessed to be back.
I don't know who it was earlier in the comments, but tell me the energy. Come on, we can talk about it here. It's a safe space. He doesn't look confident. He don't sound nowhere near as confident, you know, the first fight. And he's real, real humble, you know. And then he even kind of admitted that it's not a fight that people are really asking for. Yeah, okay, the Rod Lever Center may sell out. Okay, all right. You know, 15,000 seats this time compared to the up to 60 the last arena could have sat, and they had like 42-something thousand or so there. So, you know, let's listen in, though. But you can, the energy is just different between the first fight with Haney and the Teofimo fight. So he went from being, what is it? What did he say? The Emperor's dead and the ferocious one is back. But he don't sound too ferocious. He sound real docile. I'm gonna let you listen to it. This is from earlier, not even half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Hey, take your time out. Like the video. At least you can do is like the video. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm going to be doing my podcast for Usyk Joshua 2 tomorrow and releasing it. The link is down below in the description box. So basically, the Fight View 360 podcast is available on multiple platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Stitcher, Amazon, etc. And then me and Big J are going to be doing an Aussie boxing breakdown podcast on this and all of Australian boxing. That's going to be also podcast exclusive. Big J is there right now at the press conference, likely talking to Kambosos, whoever. And he's also going to be at the fight again in October. He was at the first fight in June as well.
My orthodox belief in my corner as well. So I'm very blessed to be back here. Life has been good. Life has been simple. Life has been quiet. Just the way I was before becoming a champion. So I'm very blessed to get this opportunity, very humbled by it, and I can't wait. It's going to be a good show, and October 16 is where I'll do my talking.
You've always said you were the underdog, no matter the fight or the circumstance. How comfortable are you being a true underdog this time around?
Manuel strategy shit,
very
man.
Nice. That's my whole career. Where
Let
I've been
me make a storyline.
So, this is nothing new for me now. This is a good position I'm in, and October 16th is where it will happen.
We heard a moment ago from Lou DiBella and also Bob Arum, who had their
My job is
thoughts
to sell
on
the
what
fight,
happened in the first
mates.
fight. From your point of view, what went wrong in that first fight?
Yeah, look, it is what it is. The changes will be made. I'm sure Haney is going to make more changes as well. And, I look forward to doing my talking in the ring. I'll be very focused and I will be showing up October 16th. I just hope, for the fans, for the love of the sport, that, we give a good fight. We give an action fight, not a fight where, there's a lot of holding and less action. So it'll be exciting, and October 16th is where I'll do my talking.
When you watched the fight back, was that a concern of yours that there was a lot of holding in that fight and the referee allowed Devin, when you would advance or trying to work out of a clinch, the referee was quick to call a break?
Yeah, look, it's my momentum was never able to let go. But look, I'm not going to take it away from Devin. Fantastic win. He's a man of his word. Him and his father, they will come back, give me the shot like I gave them a shot. But, the hard-working fans, they pay a lot of money for a good action fight. So, I just hope that this referee this time does justice for the fight and, lets the fight, go the way it's meant to be. But, that's in the past now. I'll focus on one thing.
Devin showed, of course, that he's a very good defensive boxer. I think we knew that before the first fight. How do you break it down this time?
That's for me and my small team, to work out, which we're already doing. And October 16th, you're going to have to tune in. But he's a good fighter. He's a good champion. I look forward to testing my skills. A lot of people are not excited about the rematch, but as a former champion, as a fighter, how could I pass up on this opportunity? As a father, as a role model for my 3 kids, when the going gets tough and unfortunately you don't succeed in something, you just throw it in. I want to be the best role model for my 3 kids, so I had to take this rematch, and I'll be very excited for October 16th.
Devin was able to take the crowd, that massive crowd at Marvel Stadium, out of the equation pretty much in the early rounds. That didn't help your cause, but a compact 15,000 at Rod Laver Arena, the atmosphere with your supporter group, of course, the Hellenic Club, it could be raucous in Rod Laver Arena. That can only be to your advantage.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, the crowd was taken out. There was no momentum in the fight, due to certain things, but that's in the past. Rod Laver is going to be beautiful, beautiful arena. I've had the privilege to watch, the tennis here. And, it's an amazing arena, 15,000, 16,000. It's going to be jam-packed. Total different atmosphere. This is a Coliseum, and, the underdog is back.
Stay with us. It's great to have you back here in Melbourne, as I said this morning, but joining us right now live.
So, yeah, that don't sound like the same guy from the first fight, But, yeah, I mean, simply put, I'm not picking him to beat Devin Haney in a rematch. You know, it's nothing against George Kambosos. I like him, but, you know, he lost the first fight from a jab. But what he has to do is, I think it's safe to say, is he's got to play the pressure fighter. You know, he's got to try to take it to Devin Haney. We've seen that Devin Haney can be hurt. You know, Jorge Linares damn near knocked his head off. You know, we do know that he can take some rounds off to try to recoup a little bit and slow down, you know, and slow down, you know, and give some rounds away. But, you know, the way Kambosos has been talking, you know, during his press conference is like, look, if he loses, then basically he gonna be done. He don't want to be fighting domestic level guys in Australia. He wants to still be able to get big fights, and he will be able to, even if he loses to Devin Haney, he will be able to still get big fights. But, you know, he'll probably just be, you know, like always the B side, I guess. But, you know, that's my thing is he's in order for him to win, he's got to play the high volume pressure fighter. He's got to go out there and he's got to be in the best physical condition shape of his life, because he's got to go out there to either out-throw head Devin Haney, try to expose him that way, or he's got to make every single punch stick. And Devin Haney's just too good. And from what we've learned, is looking like Devin Haney's the type of fighter that in a rematch, he's just going to get better and the beating may be even worse. Because each time I'm watching that fight and I'm looking at Devin Haney jab his head off, I'm thinking like, yo, like if he just follow up with the right hand, and you were even hearing his father and his cornerman telling him like, yo, you know, like follow up with the right hand. He just wasn't doing it. So, you know, as he gets more mature and seasoned in the sport, like he has the ability to be a very dangerous dude. But as far as Kambosos is concerned, I just don't know. By the way, it's going to be on a main event boxing pay-per-view over in Australia, the #1 boxing platform over there. And it's a high probability that it's looking like Eddie Hearn is going to have a competing card the night before on the other side of the country, from my understanding, with Liam Parra versus Brock Jarvis on the zone. So the media is going to be split. Undercard rumors are both of the Maloney brothers. Andrew taking on a Jason Sultan. Or was it the other way around? Hold on. Let me make sure I pull it up. Jonas Sultan. Hopefully we can get Mick Zarafa versus one of the Falco brothers. Esquiva Falco for the vacant title IBF. Here's Big J over there now. He's got a picture of Kambosos. But yeah, Big J's a crazy ass. This is my colleague Big J. He's at the media event, but he's got Kambosos by 9th round stoppage. And I'm like, all right, Big J, that's your opinion. You entitled to that shit, man. You know? But, you know, he picked Kambosos for the first fight too. So, you know, Aussie pride, you know. But looking at the poll, we did a poll earlier in the chat. 260 people voted. 64% say Haney by decision. 21% Haney by KO. And a measly 7% Kambosos by decision. And another 7% Kambosos by KO. Sheesh. I mean, anyone in the chat got Kambosos winning? Anyone? Big J just messaged me. He's interviewing George Kambosos, so I'm gonna be uploading that tomorrow morning. But hey, listen, I just be like, all right, bro, you know what? That's your thing. You know, if you picking Kambosos, you know, you do your thing. But I'm just saying the odds are not with you. Just Lord knows, please don't gamble. That's what he said. He said he's just gotta go out there and gut punch him. That's how Kambosos is going to win. He's got to go out there and gut punch Haney, and then boom, that's it. That's all he got to do. He going, you know, get that knife round stoppage. You know, Broner, you got Kambosos winning too. Oh shit! All right, Aussie pride, huh? Manx man, oh, you're just trolling now. Kambosos got robbed the first round. You know what? I'm not going to read none of your shit. You just being a fucking troll. But listen, I'm going to be back tomorrow. Deontay Wilder may be having a press conference in New York next week. I might be going for the Helenius fight. But I'm going to get up out of here, go get some breakfast. Fucking breakfast. Dinner. That's that diet shit. and talk to Big J, see what he's doing. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Tomorrow we're going to be here streaming earlier than normal for our weekend boxing stream, and expect for me to do my I want to talk about AJ and the crazy shit that he's been on. I was like, please, bro, don't cry. AJ cried up there with that post-fight press conference, and now look, he's a meme. Boy, talk about a meltdown. But I think a good meltdown in life, at least once, will really, really define your character. Also, I want to talk about Fury versus Usyk. I think Fury can beat Usyk, because if you really think about it, Derek Chisora and both of the Usyk Joshua fights, both of them, Usyk may have won them cleanly and clearly, and we may know that Joshua can't beat Usyk, but it was no easy fight. That man had to dance around a whole lot of that ring, So even though Joshua can't beat Usyk, dude is still nice, meaning Joshua. So Usyk is not putting on performances at heavyweight where it's like, yo, this dude is unbeatable. He can be touched. And I think Fury with that long frame, that jab, Usyk's got that head movement and everything, but Usyk's going to have to do a whole lot to be able to get in on the inside of Tyson Fury. I'm not picking Fury to win just yet. I'm not picking Usyk to win just yet. I'm just saying, it's a lot more of an intriguing fight than it is. Tomorrow is Marcus press conference. You mean Florian Marku? But overall, also in the next 2 weeks, now listen to me. In the next 2 weeks, if we don't hear nothing about Spence versus Crawford, then that's the danger zone. If we don't hear nothing by the week after Labor Day, that's a cause for concern. That's a cause for concern. What else? This weekend is kind of a dead weekend boxing. You got Richard Comey taking on Jose Pedraza. That's kind of like a career match. And then you have that bullshit the Zone $10 pay-per-view, which fuck it, I might drop. I might drop, $10 on it. Florian Marku fights this weekend. I can't wait to see CCP Big Bang Zhili Zhang back. I think he beat Felix Hergovitz. A part of me, we're going to talk about this in detail tomorrow. A part of me feels like, damn, Adrien Broner, Omar Figueroa was food, and you fucking pulled out the fight. I think that Broner could have pulled it off, bro. I think he could have pulled it off. And it's like, damn, he could have had that Figueroa scout. And, it would have built up his profile a little bit, even though Figueroa was a husk of himself. Brandon Lee got the shit punched out of him. Nico Ali Walsh won a rematch against the dude that he had the majority decision against. So it was a nice, solid weekend of boxing. I caught up on everything. Kamaru Usman got his head kicked off. I did a whole video on that after losing the fight. And I was sitting here watching that UFC event, tired as hell. And I was going to tear Leon Edwards a new asshole. I was going to be like, man, it's fucking boring shit. He made us all wait for this rematch, and, he ain't doing nothing. And then, bam, kicked the shit out of him. I was going to be like, he looked like he didn't even want to be there. Luke Rockhold, he just ain't have no gas. And, that altitude, it was a damn shame to see him retire. And he didn't get knocked out, though. He took some big shots. What else? It was a solid weekend. I watched all those cards. Joel, was it Pedro or Joel? Pedro Diaz. No, Joel Diaz. From what I got from it, Alberto Puello, new champion of 130 pounds. No, wait, 140 pounds. He wanted to join Pedro Diaz's team. Pedro Diaz trains Bakhtir Akhmedov, but Puello told Steve Farhood, Jim Gray, post-fight interview, that Diaz told him, basically you ain't have no talent, so you can't be in my camp. And now Puello goes and beats one of Diaz's fighters. So yeah, it was a lot of boxing shit that happened this weekend. It was a lot of boxing shit that happened this weekend. I covered and watched all of that shit. So It took me like a little bit of time to get myself together. Like today, I had to take a little early nap, go to the gym, and get back like locked in. But let me get up out of here. We're going to be here tomorrow streaming, likely at 4 p.m. Eastern. Normally, I would do it at 6, but I got some things going on. So follow me on Twitter at TStreetControversy, FightView360.com, and check out the Fight View 360 podcast on all of your listening platforms and the WBC network, powered by the Vive network. Basically, I don't put all these links down below in that description box for nothing. They all mean something, but y'all don't use the shits anyway. So